McDonald's has just reported its worst sales performance since the COVID pandemic shut the world down. Starbucks has completely suspended its financial guidance because it has no idea how bad things could get. The crisis is hitting every major fast food chain at the same time, from Chipotle to Pizza Hut and KFC, in ways no one saw coming. The fast food industry built a $600 billion empire on a simple promise: cheap, fast, convenient food Americans could always rely on. For decades, that formula seemed bulletproof. Economic recession? People trade down and turn to fast food. That survival playbook has just stopped working. This isn't a temporary dip or a seasonal slowdown. This is a fundamental breakdown happening across 5 critical areas these giants never anticipated. While executives celebrated record profits, the ground was shifting beneath their feet. Now, their very survival is under threat. The scariest part is that most of these companies still don't fully understand what's happening to them. If you've ever wondered whether these massive corporations are really as unstoppable as they seem, make sure to like and subscribe, because we're about to pull back the curtain and reveal how the most powerful restaurant empires in the world are quietly losing control. The giants that once looked too big to fail are discovering just how fragile they really are. And it's happening right now. McDonald's CEO Chris Kempczinski was forced to make the most humiliating confession in fast food history. During the first quarter earnings call, he admitted that low-income customers, the people who built McDonald's empire, had abandoned the brand in nearly double-digit numbers. But then came the real bombshell. Middle-income customers, McDonald's safety net for decades, were disappearing just as fast. For the first time ever, McDonald's was losing customers on both ends of its base at the same time. The Golden Arches were losing their golden goose. Starbucks went into full panic mode. They watched 6% of their customers vanish and made an unprecedented decision. They completely suspended their financial forecast for 2025. Think about that for a moment. A multi-billion-dollar company admitted to Wall Street, "We have no idea what's going to happen to us." Chaos spread through the entire industry like wildfire. Pizza Hut, KFC, even the seemingly unstoppable Chipotle all reported the same nightmare. Customers had simply disappeared. This wasn't seasonal weakness or a temporary stumble. Entire families were changing decades-old habits overnight. McDonald's executives revealed that people were skipping breakfast altogether instead of stopping at drive-thrus. Others were choosing to eat at home rather than buying their usual morning coffee. An industry built on impulse and convenience was watching those behaviors evaporate in real time. And here's the worst part. Not even loyalty programs could save them. Starbucks poured millions into its reward system, rolled out endless promotions, and still, foot traffic kept collapsing. The most sophisticated retention strategies in the industry proved completely useless. But in the middle of this chaos, some chains were thriving. Taco Bell gained market share by focusing on real value, while competitors desperately tried to protect their margins. The winners weren't just surviving, they were feasting on customers fleeing the giants. And as these titans struggle to stop the consumer exodus, an even more devastating crisis is about to explode their costs beyond anything they ever imagined. April 1st, 2024, became the day California dropped a financial nuclear bomb on the fast food industry. With a single signature, every major chain was forced to pay $20 an hour, a crushing 25% wage increase that hit like a tsunami. More than 500,000 workers instantly became the highest-paid fast food employees in U.S. history. But here's the cruel twist destroying these companies. The law doesn't just affect California locations. If you're McDonald's and you operate thousands of restaurants, having even a handful in California can drag your entire corporate structure under this law. Suddenly, managers across the system must earn at least $83,200 a year. Restaurant operators are watching labor costs explode in ways that shatter every business model they built. And the California Fast Food Council isn't done tormenting these companies. They're already considering a raise to $20.70 in 2025, with annual increases extending through 2029. This isn't a one-time hit. It's a cost escalator designed to crush profitability year after year. Jack in the Box, heavily exposed to California, warned investors about severe headwinds from wage inflation. Its stock price told the story of total investor panic. But the real nightmare is just beginning. Labor organizations have openly announced plans to export this wage bomb to every U.S. state. The $20 minimum wage that once seemed like a California-only issue is rapidly becoming an existential crisis for every chain. This is where the death spiral begins. Chains raise menu prices to cover higher wages, but higher prices drive away customers who were already leaving. Fewer customers mean even higher prices to maintain margins, pushing even more people away. It's a mathematical certainty that ends in disaster. Restaurant executives are realizing their entire business model, built on low wages and high volume, is under attack by forces completely outside their control. As they lose millions to labor costs, their expensive technology investments are failing at the exact moment they need them most. McDonald's has just thrown billions of dollars into the trash on a technology that failed spectacularly and publicly. For more than 2 years, it partnered with IBM to replace human drive-thru workers with AI-powered voice ordering. They tested it in over 100 locations, convinced they were building the future of fast food. Then the videos went viral. Customers recorded the AI ordering 2,510 McNuggets for a single person. Others watched helplessly as the system added butter packets and ketchup to ice cream orders. The technology meant to save McDonald's millions became a TikTok punchline. By July 2024, McDonald's pulled the plug. It shut down the AI in every single restaurant and walked away from its massive investment with IBM. But here's the truly shocking part. The AI wasn't just making order mistakes. It couldn't understand different accents and dialects. In a country as diverse as the United States, that's a catastrophic design failure. McDonald's needed 95% accuracy for the system to be viable. They were barely hitting the low 80s. Think about that. After billions invested and years of development, their cutting-edge AI failed on 1 out of every 5 orders. And while McDonald's publicly humiliated itself, competitors weren't doing much better. Chain after chain poured money into automation, promising to solve labor problems and boost efficiency. Instead, they discovered replacing human intelligence is far harder than Silicon Valley promised. These companies are spending millions on technology that doesn't work, while simultaneously paying crushing wage increases they can't afford. McDonald's is already searching for a new AI partner, likely Google, to try again. But the damage is done. They've proven that even the biggest players can be seduced by expensive technology that simply isn't ready. While these giants struggle with technology they thought they could control, an entirely different class of competitor is using technology to bypass them completely. As McDonald's stumbled through billion-dollar AI experiments, a shadow army of competitors was quietly building an empire designed to destroy them. They're called ghost kitchens, and most people have never heard of them. But they're cooking food in unmarked buildings across the country, with no dining rooms, no drive-thrus, and no expensive real estate. Just kitchens pushing out delivery orders at massive scale. The numbers are staggering. The U.S. ghost kitchen market is projected to explode from $98 billion to nearly $200 billion by 2032. That's not gradual growth. That's a revolution. And here's what makes them so dangerous to traditional chains. A ghost kitchen can operate out of a warehouse, the back of a strip mall, or a shared kitchen space. No premium locations, no expensive dining furniture, no parking lots. While McDonald's pays millions for corner real estate, ghost kitchens cook the same food with 30% lower overhead. But the real genius is flexibility. A single ghost kitchen can run 5 different virtual brands at once. Italian food, Mexican, burgers, pizza, all coming from the same kitchen under different names on delivery apps. Customers have no idea they're ordering from the same place. DoorDash and Uber Eats have become the new landlords of the restaurant industry. They control customer access, and ghost kitchens are their perfect tenants. No messy dining rooms, no complex operations, just pure food production. Traditional chains built their empires on location, location, location. Ghost kitchens made location irrelevant. The most terrifying part for McDonald's is that ghost kitchens can pivot overnight. If burgers don't sell, tomorrow they launch a fried chicken brand. If tacos trend, next week they're serving tacos. It takes McDonald's years to test a new menu item. Ghost kitchens can test 5 new concepts in a single month. During COVID, traditional restaurants were forced to rely on delivery to survive. Ghost kitchens were built for delivery. They didn't just survive. They thrived while competitors scrambled to adapt. Now they're established, funded, and scaling at breathtaking speed. They've proven customers don't need the golden arches. They just want good food delivered fast. While McDonald's fights to regain customers it already lost, an entire generation is abandoning fast food altogether for something completely different. McDonald's has a generational problem no marketing budget can fix. Generation Z isn't just avoiding fast food. They're actively rejecting it and everything it represents. While McDonald's executives obsess over quarterly profits, an entire generation has decided the brand's food is fundamentally incompatible with how they want to live. The numbers are brutal. 71% of Gen Z actively seeks healthier restaurant options. This isn't an occasional choice, it's a priority. And for traditional chains, it gets worse. Nearly 20% of Gen Z follows a plant-based diet and is willing to pay more for food aligned with their values. McDonald's built its empire on cheap, convenient, ultra-processed food. Gen Z sees that as everything wrong with the world. They want authentic international flavors, not mass-produced burgers. They want ingredient transparency, not secret sauces. They want to support businesses that care about sustainability, not corporations maximizing profit at all costs. The cruel irony is that social media was supposed to help these chains reach younger customers. Instead, it's teaching Gen Z how to avoid them completely. 84% of Gen Z has tried viral food trends spread on TikTok and Instagram. But those trends don't come from McDonald's or Burger King. They come from local restaurants, food trucks, and creators representing everything fast food chains are not. When Gen Z spends money on food, they choose places like Sweetgreen and Daily Harvest, companies that didn't even exist when McDonald's was building its empire. And this isn't just about menu preferences. It's a fundamental values clash that can't be solved with better marketing or new products. Gen Z grew up amid climate protests, school shootings, and economic uncertainty. They want to support companies that put people and the planet ahead of pure profit. Fast food chains represent everything this generation is trying to escape: environmental damage, labor exploitation, unhealthy food, and corporate greed. The most damaging part is that Gen Z's buying power is only just beginning. As they age and earn more, their food choices will reshape the entire industry. McDonald's can't wait for them to grow out of it, because this isn't a phase. It's a permanent shift in how an entire generation thinks about food. The perfect storm is complete. Fast food giants are hemorrhaging customers, paying crushing labor costs, watching technology investments fail, losing market share to ghost kitchens, and facing permanent rejection from the next generation of consumers. The empire is collapsing, and the kings don't even know it yet. For decades, these corporate giants convinced us they were untouchable, too big to fail, too powerful to challenge, too embedded in American culture to disappear. They were wrong. What we're witnessing isn't just a business downturn. It's the collapse of an entire way of thinking about food, work, and corporate power. The very foundations these empires were built on are being ripped away by forces they can't control and changes they can't stop. Companies that once seemed invincible are discovering that in the modern economy, nothing is guaranteed. Not customer loyalty, not market dominance, not even survival. Fast food giants built their fortunes by controlling everything. Now they're learning what it feels like when that control slips completely out of their hands. If this deep dive into corporate vulnerability fascinated you, smash the like button and subscribe for more powerful business stories. Your next video reveals another industry giant quietly falling apart. Watch it now.